Just got out of jail? No, you're a boy, ain't you?
Just got out of jail.
Ouch. That's really conducive.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize what I was doing.
Well, look how crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hit on your mom non-stop. Well, no, I don't.
No.
I don't. Oh. Where's the marrow at, dude? What happened? Wait, is the fans not kicking on?
I have no clue.
He didn't look at it.
Don't
He
drive
was
that
too
Mustang
busy.
with boots. With heavy steel-toe boots, don't. Just letting you know.
I know how that is. My Camaro is T60. Got a T56 in it.
You got a rock crusher transmission. All gear, you know what that is, right? Like transmission on your Camaro, the T56 is good. They got a lot of plastic and Teflon on them. That transmission you got all brass and metal, alloy, chrome. Just for, you can find a used one for about $3,500. Yeah. Fords are expensive, dude. They are. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I see that pretty little Challenger down there that.
Oh yeah, my Challenger. Absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. That's freaking gorgeous.
I like it. Oh,
Yeah. And punch back. Turn around.
what?
Turn around.
What do you mean?
Turn around.
What's going on here?
I'm going to sit and talk to your cups. We're going to have a chat. Turn around.
Well, I'm not getting
No.
no cups.
Yeah, actually you are.
For what?
I've got PD on the web where you can turn around and put your hands behind your
right.
back.
For what?
Turn around.
Man, open the door.
No,
Hey,
turn around.
don't put your hands on me.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Don't put your hands
Turn
on
around
me.
and put your hands behind your back.
Why? What are you doing this to me for? Why are you doing it?
Sit down. Hands behind your
What are you doing this to me for, man? Wow.
Holy
Mom, you just shot him.
I did. Call PD.
Mom, oh my God.
911. 911.
Mom, you.
911. Don't go out that window.
Mom, you
I just
better-
shot a man on top of the roof of the house. On the 3rd floor.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wake Up Report. Did this woman act in self-defense? Was this man trying to go for a gun to kill her? Or did this woman commit murder? Her name is Chastity Carey, and she is a bail bonds person out of Oklahoma. The man that she shot is Brandon Williams, and Mr. Williams was in her office on a suspected burglary and marijuana possession case. As you can see in the video, everybody appears to be buddy-buddy. You know, he's talking with the son and they're talking cars and this and that, and she's in on the conversation as well. All of a sudden she asks him to put his hands behind his back because she is going to handcuff him. He is obviously stunned. He doesn't know what's going on, but he refuses to comply. She continues to try to get those cuffs on him, and he makes his way, according to the story that I read, out of a window to try and escape. And that is when she goes to her desk drawer, she pulls out her gun, and she shoots this man in the back while he is fleeing. And Mr. Williams died as a result of that gunshot. I'm looking at this video, and I'm kind of going, lady, you murdered that man. When she testified in court, part of her defense was that the two of them were racing for her gun. She got it first, he turns and he tries to flee, and then that's when she shoots him. I'm not seeing where this man went for a gun anywhere in this video. There is a small clip where he's out of frame, and you kind of see him jot back in, and then he jots back out real quick. It is debatable as to whether or not he tried to go for her gun. She gets it first, and then he turns and he runs. Because first of all, I'm thinking, wouldn't this man have to have prior knowledge as to the whereabouts of your gun? That means at some point you took your gun out of that drawer, you showed it to him, or you took it out, he saw you take it out, you put it back in the drawer, and then he says, when I come back, I'm going to take that gun and I'm going to shoot her. I'm not buying that. Number two, you said that the two of you were racing for the gun, which means he had prior knowledge as to where it was, but the two of you were racing to get it at the same time, and you beat him to the gun. And I don't see in that video where you guys are racing toward a gun. What I see is you going into the drawer, taking the gun out, turning and shooting him. And by the obvious shock on the face of your son, he did not know that you were going to shoot that man, and he also didn't seem to think that his life was in that much danger. So either way, a jury acquitted this woman. I don't know if it is because of her law background that got her off the hook, but I'm not seeing where this man tried to come at you. Now, I do believe that, in as with any case, black men have yet to learn this. When a police officer tells you to do something, you comply. Whether you agree with it or not, you do not argue with someone that is carrying a gun. In this case, this woman says, put your hands behind your back. You got to put your hands behind your back. Whether you feel she's right or whether you feel she's right, well, obviously you didn't think she was right. Whether you feel she is wrong about the situation, put your hands behind your back and get it straightened out, because all of this, especially over burglary and marijuana possession, a burglary charge, and you had some marijuana on you, you just lost your life. It also doesn't make sense that if you were a multiple felon or a multiple criminal or something like that, that you wouldn't be sitting there all friendly and just trade stories back and forth with the person who has the right to arrest you. Something just doesn't add up in this story, man. I could be totally wrong. There could be another angle of this video that shows him trying to go into that drawer and get that gun, but it doesn't make sense that number one, he would know where your gun is, and number two, you claim that the both of you were racing towards that gun. Both of you have eyes on that gun, and you're both going for it at the same time. That's what it means to me, if you're racing somebody to get something. And that's not what that video shows. That video shows you with your back turned to him, reaching into that drawer, getting that gun, turning around and shooting him. And your son is absolutely shocked. So this looks like a murder to me. I mean, the jury has obviously the jury feels otherwise, but literally, figuratively, lady, you got away with murder. This is KTM and the Wake Up Report saying, think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.